Months ago over at Fair Oaks at Successful Thinkers, and he gets me excited every time I watch his presentations. It's just amazing. He is not boring at all. So what I want everyone to do, I want you to stand up. Just for like a minute. Who is Allen Fahden? He is a professor of suckonomics. When the economy tanks, you don't have to. He's also the $2 bill guy. Allen Fahden has coached people like Bill Murray, Paul McCartney, Wells Fargo, and many top 100 companies of the Fortune 500. He also created the first advertisement for Best Buy. Put your hands together for Mr. Allen Fahden.
Minnesota, but you're not from Minnesota or the Midwest. Well, actually the Midwest. You told me you're from Ohio, but I would call that the East. You know why? Because the root emotion of the Midwest is guilt.
Yep.
And by now, like if you were from Minnesota, you'd be saying, oh yeah, sure, that's too many $2 bills. Now stop handing those to me. But you notice that we didn't do that at all. So I love that. West Coast. West Coast, absolutely. So why else do I carry $2 bills? Yes?
They're positive.
They're positive. Say more about that. What do you mean?
Well, it's an even positive number.
Oh, it's an even positive number. My favorite comedian. Anybody heard of Stephen Wright? He's the guy who said, I got a decaffeinated coffee table. I got a humidifier and a dehumidifier for Christmas, and I put them in the same room and let them fight it out. So he spent hours arguing with the croupier in Vegas about exactly what is an odd number. So it's great to hear saying that about even number. Yes?
If I may, I'm very visual.
Yes.
And I remember when I first got my first $2 bill, I realized there weren't that many. I liked it because of the back of the $2 bill. It was like a portrait. It was like a
signing of the Declaration of Independence, I call it the first dysfunctional meeting. Why is that? Only a third of the people were for the revolution, a third of the people were completely against the revolution, they wanted to stay with the British, and then a third of them just didn't want their names mentioned to anybody. So, it's a great one. They're different because of that. Now, let me refocus your thinking for a moment. Now imagine this, I carry $2 bills, so when I buy things, I'm spending the twos. So when I spend the twos, who is it who takes the money from me? Who do I give it to? I'm in a store. The cashier. So, in that context, we're changing the context here, and I'm going to speak more about changing the context. It's very powerful. In the context of handing money to a cashier, why do I carry $2 bills?
They're to be different.
Throw them off guard?
Okay, they're different. Good one.
If it-
Throw them off guard. Yes.
And if it was me, later on, I would swap it out with my cash because I want a $2 bill from
Yep.
Oh, yeah. So it is an opportunity to work for them. Okay. You're warm, yes.
We got less change back.
You get less change back. Oh, that's interesting. Well, sometimes I get more change too. You know, because if I find somebody who's dyslexic, it looks like a 5. Oh, I see, you get less change, yeah, versus larger bill, okay. Yes? So it's memorable, yes.
You always get change back. When you pay for something, somebody's gonna, I don't think anything's ever come up to $2 exactly.
Right. So you're gonna get the change back. In fact, the dollar doesn't buy anything anymore, so you might as well give them a 2, right? Because you're gonna have to give them 2 once, yeah.
They probably wonder, where'd you get that?
Okay, they wonder where it is, yeah, it's a conversation starter, yes.
I remember in the Army, we used to get paid by $2 bills.
Interesting.
Oh.
In fact, there was a camp in Minnesota called Camp Dodge, and the townspeople didn't think it was any good. They were against they wanted to close it down. So they paid everybody in $2 bills, and it's like a tracer. You could watch the contributions made by the camp to the economy flow through every merchant. You could just watch the $2 bills as they went through. People changed their mind, value the place. Okay, so, yes?
That's how you get out there. You're being recognized.
Okay, great, good one. Yeah, so think about a little bit about the person taking the money. What do they do with it?
They're
They're gonna hold
accepting you.
it.
Okay,
They're gonna hold the $4 dollar. They're gonna keep that for themselves.
okay, some of them are, yeah. Okay,
They're gonna remember you.
you're gonna remember me, good, okay. So, all right, yeah.
They have to put it in a special place because there's not really a slot for it.
Ding, 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 ding.
We got it back.
There are no slots. There are no slots in cash registers or drawers for $2 bills. And I like to watch people make decisions. Okay? If you remember anything about today, and this is about you being successful in helping people move their businesses ahead. And sometimes for you to be successful that way, they've got to buy something from you, right? So, 3 words. People are different. People are different, okay? The reason I carry 2s is I like to discover that every time. In fact, I kind of like to mess with people because there are no slots. So I hand them a $2 bill and I like to watch what they're doing with it. Now, there are 4 basic kinds of people, and this is a very different way of looking at selling. Because this is what's going on inside the person. You might think about this in terms of you, also in terms of the person you're selling to. You hand a $2 bill to a person called a creator. That's the person. I'm a creator. I love to come up with ideas, love to solve problems. Ideas are us, and I love different things. I'm the idiot. I'm an early adopter. I'm an idiot who sat in line for 8 hours to buy the first iPhone, only to find out minutes later that I paid $200 too much for it. Okay? I didn't care. I had 2 extra months with one of those elegant pieces of software ever developed. Okay? So people are different. You hand a creator a $2 bill, and it looks something like this. And one of you were talking about this. Hey, look at that! $2 bill, isn't that great? Man, I haven't seen one of these for a long time. Actually, I got one in my pocket though, and you know what? I'm gonna put a couple of 1s in the till, and then I'm gonna take this 2, and then I'll have 2 2s, isn't that great? creator. That's the person called an executor. An executor loves to dot the I's, cross the T's, loves to keep the system running smoothly. You hand them a $2 bill, it's quite different. Because people are different.
Is that real?
Excuse me, please. Where am I going?
Check on.
Check with the manager.
I'm going to get the manager.
Exactly.
There's no policy or procedure for where to put these $2 bills, and I don't see a slot in here. Okay? Actually, some people thought it was counterfeit, and they called the police. And I know it's true because I heard it on the radio. So that's an executor. There's also a person called a refiner, and a refiner is sort of like a behavior buddy to the executor. Quite the same, except for one little thing. An executor likes to obey the rules. In fact, we'll go back to the creator. The creator likes to break the rules. Okay? A refiner likes to make the rules, so they're just a little bit different. So here's, you hand a $2 bill to a refiner at the cash register, it's like this. Got something else?
Now they'll ask for twos, 2 ones.
Thanks for playing. And then finally, there's a person who ruins all my fun. This is a person called an advancer. An advancer is very rare. You won't find them in personality profiles, but think about this. This is a true promoter, a true connector for people. This is a person who internally lives a lot of what you do as an organization. I love advancers because creators love advancers because advancers move their ideas ahead. You hand a $2, oh my God, what's that? You hand a $2 bill to an advancer and they ruin my fun with something like this. Huh.
Yeah, put it under the drawer.
So I don't get to mess with them. People are different. Now, what does that mean? I'm going to share a little thing with you. My last real job, I actually had a real job once, and I was a senior vice president of creative for a group that did retail advertising for people, and one of our biggest clients was a bank. And every time we go